You know, last time I played Minecraft was back on January 9th, 2023. Well, it's been a couple of months. And I had a bunch of goals at the start of the year, and I kind of threw them all away. So, here's the deal. We're going to create a new Minecraft world. We'll put it on default. Why not? And you know what? Uh, we're gonna put in a seed here. Let's put in you know what? We'll just go with a blank seed. So, start of 2023, I really started hammering home into my master's program. Well, that kind of killed any motivation I had towards playing Minecraft. And I didn't like the direction my world went, and I thought about coming back and playing, and like you get to a point where you're just like, let's just go ahead and play Minecraft for fun and not do anything too serious. Like, I want to do this, like, as a weekly thing where I sort of touch base and sort of just take, like, a bit of time out of my week to, decompress. Alright. Let's, make sure to get everything we need here. Yeah, definitely, gonna be more focused on getting enchantments and things a lot quicker this time around. So we're gonna want as many saplings as possible. Alright, there's an apple which we'll need. So we're gonna want to set up around spawn here. Because spawn is fairly conveniently located where pretty much everything we want is. So we're on the border between a taiga and forest biome. So we really don't have all that much to worry about. But we do need to put a sign here that says, oh hey, this is where spawn is at. Alright, there we go. So this is where spawn is located. Now, we're not going to be able to set up right up here for the time being. I would like to work my way to where that water area of water over there. So we're gonna pretty much chop our way down the hill here and clear a path. And my reasoning for that is we should try and get like set up to live as soon as possible. Like, I don't want to travel far from spawn. I really kind of just want to... I kind of just want to live. And that's kind of what led me into starting a new world here. I wasn't happy with, like, what I had built. I built a lot, and I was happy towards the end, but coming back after all that, like, there was a sense of dissatisfaction. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and make our way over here. Now, unfortunately, there's all of this, all of these bees over here, and I don't know how to deal with them. But we'll just have to live with them. Alright, let's go ahead and make a shovel. Alright, so we're gonna want to go ahead and dig down 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I am getting some major lag spikes. Smooth lighting off, VSync off. Okay, there we go. Because Minecraft, one of the things I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, like, reinstall all of my Minecraft mods. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got a 6x6 hole here that we're going to be digging to, hopefully get some, stone here real quick. Because we're setting up close to spawn here. Oh, okay, forest fire over there. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll just have to live with that. Now, we'll be living out of this hole for a bit. Because the first night here, we're just going to go ahead and live like savages. We're going to live in a dirt hole in the ground, pretty much. And as soon as I figure out how to deal with that bee, we are getting rid of that bee. Alright, there we go. There's some flint. Oh, and there's copper, but we can't really do anything with that right now. Alright, hold on a moment. Let me look up how to deal with bees. Alright, okay. Now we're gonna need one furnace. Because we need charcoal. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Okay, beehive removal Minecraft. Yeah, there's got to be a way to, like, remove things here. So, campfire. Yeah, I can't do anything about that right now. Okay, yeah, apparently you cannot, yeah, we're screwed. We will just simply have to, put up torches around the, surrounding area. Until I find a way to, conveniently remove the, bees. So we'll just go ahead and start working on clearing things out here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Like, I'm sorry, but the bees just buzzing was getting really annoying. Okay, we're not gonna be able to, fight this fair and square. Okay, random lag spikes are not fun. I'm definitely gonna have to, like, install some mods to make this run better. Alright, where's my one apple? Do I not have an apple anywhere? Oh, I do. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed. From an objective standpoint. But that's okay. We'll live. We'll just get things out of our way here and work towards, covering things up. Alright, so, we'll go ahead and, like, let's see here. We might as well use our birch wood for something. Use birch wood to outline our structure here. Yeah, hold on a moment. Unlimited, VSync on. Alright. That eliminates the problem I just had right then. Like, I can never seem to get, like, utterly consistent Minecraft settings. Alright, there we go. But I'm also not streaming, so it's not as big of an issue. Alright. Whoops. So we're pretty much just gonna have to work until we get to a point where I can just say we don't need to do this anymore. Because we're gonna have to wait for daylight to come on and appear. Because we need food, and I don't have a bed. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this will lead down into a future mine shaft here. And I'm sort of planning this out as I go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Using these birch logs to outline things is the way to go for now. And we will just slowly but surely expand outwards while trying to get these birch logs as well as apples. So, these Minecraft videos are gonna be a once a week thing, where I'm gonna touch base with what's all happened over the course of the week and how things are going, and what's going on with all that. So, it is April. Last time I posted a Minecraft video was back in 2022. Which, is kind of... Oh, yeah, that's a big tree. We're gonna have to take care of that. There we go. We do need gunpowder. Now, we're gonna leave this big tree here, and I will deal with it when we, get ourselves some flint and steel. Because we have flint, but we need steel. Well, we need iron. And these videos are gonna get posted on Fridays. Fridays or Monday, depending on my timing. Because these are ultimately dependent on whether or not I have time to upload. Because at the end of the day, if I don't have time to upload, then then I can't really justify uploading. Alright, so we're gonna need to look around for sheep. So we're just gonna keep walking this way and looking around for sheep. Just go along the coast here. Like, we don't need to breed sheep, we just need to get enough wool for stuff. We're also gonna need leather. And I don't want to kill too many cows because it would be a problem. Oh, that explains the fire. Okay, there's a plains biome over here. And plains... Oh, I see a village. So we can just run on over there. Yep, I see a village. Oh, pumpkins! We need those. Yes! Aha! Up. I'm seeing sheep. Okay, so second day we are surviving and thriving. I'm sorry, pigs, but I need to live more than you. Alright, so this is probably worst case scenario. We got 2 sheep here. Alright, that's 1 drop. And that's only 2 pieces of wool. Oh man. Bummer. Okay. God, if... Oh, wait. I have bone meal. I can make that into white dye. Aha! Victory is mine. There we go. That's the 3 pieces of wool I need. So now I can sleep without consequence. But we do need to visit the village. Oh, this is an... Oh, I thought this was a... Okay, we'll have to come back for this later, because this was not what I thought it was. I thought it was a village, but it's... ship. So we're gonna head back, because we got, all sorts of goodies. Namely, we have a bed, so now we can go ahead and sleep. So, we didn't have to travel too far. Alright. So, this is gonna look strange in hindsight, but I'm gonna mark the, chunk border here. Yeah, there we go. This is gonna look strange later on, but trust me, it's all part of the plan. As to how I'm building my base here. So, first order of business, we really need to, get some organization going here. So, let's, make 2 chests. There we go. And we will go ahead and put these spruce logs to use here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. God, I can't even place things properly. There we go. Alright, so, let's go ahead and toss all of our junk in here. I know we're gonna need better organization here in a moment. We'll get to that. I promise. Pumpkin. We need, all the pumpkin seeds. So, my cobblestone and... Alright, so we're gonna need another shovel and another axe. So, we're gonna go ahead and start digging here. I mean, chopping away here. Let's turn chunk borders back off. There we go. So we're gonna need to clear out the area around here. So, back in, so, let's go ahead and, like, recap as to, like, where I've been. Uh, this first Minecraft episode of the year, really is way later in the year than I had ever intended it on being. And the reason for that is, back in January, I started student teaching. Since then, I have had no time whatsoever. There were even new games that came out that I just had no time to play. Like, I would come home after student teaching and I'd just be dead tired. And then there were days where I was just wrapped up writing papers. And that went nowhere quickly, because, lo and behold, when you're writing some of these papers, you have to spend a lot of time looking things up. And it's kind of a problem, because sometimes the course material they gave me was not, helpful in the slightest. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we are going to sort of do something different here. We're going to go ahead and... Nope, that is not what we meant to do. Okay. Yeah. So, basically, come, end of January, I had, like, no time whatsoever. And thing is, I'm on a term break right now. That essentially means I can't do anything for my program until... well, at least for a couple of months. Until, June. And in the fall, I start my, second round of student teaching, which is basically the, student teaching where I sort of get my butt kicked by actually having to, student teach. Because the first time around, it's more along the lines of you teach 1 or 2 lessons. In my case, I taught 4 because we're like, no, if we're doing this, we're doing it right. Because that's another thing is I refuse to like do things in a manner that is improper, which certainly complicates things as well. Because there's a very specific way the teaching program I'm in wants you to do things. And it's not really... practical, so to speak. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Which certainly does complicate things, especially when you have to take into account that no plan survives first contact. That is a lesson we had to learn. I learned pretty quickly. And out of context, this sounds strange, but basically, one of the things I had to learn is if something can go wrong in a classroom, it's probably going to happen. Because that's certainly how things turned out in a lot of cases. Now, my mentor teacher, basically the teacher who is in charge of me, bless her heart, was very understanding of a lot of the problems we encountered. Especially when, basically, a large chunk of my problems stemmed from, like, the fact that, there was a lot of, like, things, for my, first round of student teaching that they didn't really clarify until I looked at all of the, materials and, like, read through everything word for word. And what's really difficult is, like, when you have to, like, justify certain things and work with state standards. So, I'm from Indiana, if you don't know my name. Indiana Smash. Well, problem with, the state of Indiana here. And this is something I didn't really realize until later on. The problem with the state of Indiana is that, Indiana state standards are at times absolutely ridiculous in the way they're written. Indiana has this problem where all of their state standards are written in the in a format in which they're more suited for doing projects, which on its own that doesn't sound too bad. The problem is when you try to do when you're trying to teach like a singular thing, it's really hard to do that. Because just teaching one singular thing is not exactly practical with the way Indiana's format is. So you also have to like work with like the absolutely atrocious way they have written things. Which on its own wouldn't normally be that bad. So 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, we don't want to do this. If it's out of the chunk, we don't want to do this. But I've also gone back to substitute teaching, and I'm doing that for most of the month, except for tomorrow, because there's no positions posted. If there's no positions posted, you really can't do anything in terms of work. And I missed a tree over here. Okay, that's fine. But financially speaking, I was in a really bad place until I went back to work last week. So I'm kind of in like the final stage of my student teaching program. And we're at a point where I am just about finished up with that. I should be finishing up in October or November. And I will have my master's degree by the end of the year. I am aware of the fact that that's going to cause a problem finding a job. Because if you finish your degree in... God, I'm drawing a blank on its... If you finish your degree in, say, October, November, and it's a teaching degree, you're gonna have problems finding a job. Because, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, schools start in August. On the other hand, that gives me plenty of time to find a job, and I can fall back on substitute teaching if I really have to. But, I'd like to find a job as soon as possible outside of, substitute teaching. And, thing is like, I don't want, I've gotten to a point where substitute teaching isn't that bad, it's just, you can't live off of it. Like, you can live off of being a teacher, but you cannot live off of, being a sub. So what we're doing here is we are gathering up supplies. I'm hoping we find some iron so I can just clear out some of the pesky trees there. But that's all there is to it. But basically, this entire year kind of just did not go to plan. And why is there lapis this high up? Why? We're at, like, Y of 55 here. There should not be lapis. Alright, we'll take it for the EXP. But this is a very slow process, and normally how I start things. This is definitely why I don't break any world records. But I am glad to be starting a new world here. Like, this is one of those things where I'm happy to just, like, start a new world and enjoy myself. Yeah, let me go ahead and there we go. Like, if I'm gonna be living here, I might as well be living in style. I will, of course, need to get some jack-o'-lanterns here and here. Yeah, that's another thing. I do need to, get set up here. Let's go ahead and put some torches around the house here. We are going to need sand for windows. But we're really building this house as we go, for simple reasons, really. Like, it's easier for me to just build this as we go. Because I'd like to spend my time just doing as I please. Like, just make this like a fun series with, like, no real intended goal. Like, yeah, we're gonna eventually do things like the Ender Dragon, but I think that I'd be happier if I just did as I please. I mean, do as I please. Oh, that reminds me of another thing. I passed my Praxis exam, which, if you don't know what that is, the Praxis exam is an English content exam, which is basically an exam that tests your English skills, and it's absolutely ridiculous because it draws on questions that you're just supposed to know. And it doesn't matter, like, how ridiculous it is, you're supposed to take the test to become a teacher here. And the thing is the test, from my perspective, is designed to get people to take it as many times as possible, regardless of, like, how smart you are. Because, for starters, what I quickly learned is that the test does not have... The test questions on the study material do not match up to, the actual questions themselves. So I scheduled my Praxis knowing this because, you can take the Praxis exam as many times as you want, provided you have the money. And the thing is if you fail, it is $120 down the drain. You want to know how much I make in a day as a sub? Less than $90. So, it's about a day and a half of wages if I fail the exam. Now, the first exam I passed... the first Praxis exam I passed without any issues. It's, the state of Indiana has a specific one you have to take. You have to take the 503-8. Yeah, the 503-8. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna straight up, just try to remove this. Yeah, this is in the way of progress. Yeah, problem with these big trees is if you don't have flint and steel, you're kind of screwed. But, the 503-8 had a unique problem this time around. Mainly due to the fact that, was totally not familiar with any of the, like, texts they wanted us to know for this version of the exam. So, the test pool draws from about... We can estimate about 1,000 different questions. And unfortunately for me, I happen to have gotten the short end of the stick, and all of the questions I had to answer were on feminist literature, or works of fiction written by significant female authors. Now, most of the time, if we were talking about, like, say, classics like Frankenstein, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. Frankenstein. Yeah, we all know Frankenstein. I know Frankenstein, written by Mary Shelley. The problem is it was all super recent stuff. Which is the exact opposite of what I studied last time, where it was all... I mean, from the last time I took the exam, where it was all young adult novels that you needed to know the author of. So, that was unfortunate. So that happened. I didn't bring a shovel with me. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Alright, there we go. So with that out of the way, we can continue building. We're still going to need to remove that. Alright, so we got this little dock out here that we're going to set up. Now, the reason for this dock is so we can go ahead and... Yeah, hold on a moment. Let me go ahead and set that up there. The reason for this dockway is just so we have, like, space behind here to move around. Alright, let's make myself another shovel. I would like for this, like, first episode to just be building the house here and getting set up. Like, I think that is, like, the optimal goal here. I can worry about lighting necessary, all the necessary lighting later. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. And so I don't have, like, all sorts of random nonsense just popping in here. There we go. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, there we go. Trying to build this to be a somewhat even structure. Because this is going to be our base of operations for the foreseeable future. And obviously it's going to take more than just some fancy setup here to really make things perfect. But ideally speaking, what I'd like is for us to be able to not have to worry about food sooner or later. And unfortunately, I don't have a good lighting setup here because in the back of my mind, I was building this with the thought that, oh, hey, I have jack-o'-lanterns, which I do not at the moment. So, yeah, we should get those jack-o'-lanterns planted, so I can, Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will get these planted right now. I know this is not the most efficient way to be doing this, but right now I just need crops growing. So this is all gonna get cleared out and flattened later on, but right now I just need to use this space for supplies. And as soon as I get myself some iron, these big trees are going. They are in the way. Like, I wish I had installed the timber data pack, but I just didn't. I just kind of wanted to just do this like plain vanilla as well. Like, I didn't want to do any mods or anything. I just wanted to relax and just build a world, have some fun, take my time. But I am working on like increasing my upload frequency. It's not like #1 on my priority list, but it is there. It is pretty high up on my like list of things to do. Oh wait, I forgot to start growing this here. And we will need to go, we'll need to put like a torch here. And until I get jack-o'-lanterns up and running, we're kind of just stuck with what we got in terms of supplies. And I can't really justify putting a roof on this thing until I get rid of that thing. So I will have to take a brief break there and deal with that. There's also the fact that I keep running out of, like, wood. Which is entirely expected at this point. Wait, can I just, hold on a moment. Can I, just go ahead and, like, make myself a sword and try and get through this faster? Wait, can't I use, like, a hoe to, get through this faster? No, not really. I could have sworn you could use a hoe to get through this faster. Like, I know it increases item drops. And it is using up my durability. So I guess this is one way of, like, getting rid of these things. But I won't be able to do a lot of clearing until I, get myself a, flint and steel. Because having fire spread on, I don't really have to worry about... Well, having fire spread on, I do have to worry about stuff getting set on fire. Which is a concern. Alright, let's continue, putting in the floor here. We'll dig out the floor. I'm not sure what the flooring pattern back here is going to be. Because I'm thinking I can just go ahead and... I have an idea of what I want to do here. Let's just go ahead and remove this. Because this is where we're sort of gonna regroup every episode and sort of just chill out. So we're gonna need a lot more logs for what I want to do. But I'm thinking, like, this area back here, we use stone. I am gonna need another axe. And my reasoning for this being, like, if you're gonna store something, you're gonna store it in an area that, usually has a stone floor. So we just use cobblestone here. Go ahead and do that. 1, 2. And we're gonna want, gonna want to get some, flooring down there. Obviously, I'm going to need more oak wood, but the way I'm doing this is not is not resource friendly. This is the opposite of resource friendly. We are going to need sand as well. Definitely more than like the 16 we have. So let's go chop down more trees, shall we? But I'm having fun doing this. Sometimes you just gotta get back to basics and just go ahead and do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta respect the grind. And sometimes you gotta clear out massive amounts of space so you can just work on things you need to work on. There we go. Okay. And I clearly have missed a piece of wood in here, or there is wood hidden behind this here. And of course, I'm gonna need more cobblestone for the roof over here, but we can worry about that in a bit. Let's see here. Alright, one of those is grown, but I can't do anything with it because I don't have any shears. Yeah, surprise, surprise, you can't really do anything if you don't have any shears. Alright, so let's grab all of this sand here. Yeah, we're just gonna need to continue gathering oak wood planks here. Because we also need to gather up more sand. Because we need sand for glass. Which we can't really fill this up with 36 pieces of glass. So we're gonna keep chopping wood down and collecting cobblestone. And what we'll probably end up doing next week is we will probably end up creating a massive, like, farm for basic things. It seems the neighbor's dogs are excited because I can hear them barking from next door. That's another thing is, my walls have, like, no soundproofing. Oh, there's a sheep. And while we're getting plenty of apples, we don't want to rely on that for too long. And oh hey, there's an underwater cave here. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that sooner or later. Considering the angle at which we are digging. But we'll be fine. Probably. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for as much of this sand as possible. Because we need the sand. I know, it's dumb, but we need the sand. And we can fill this in with dirt here, because what else am I going to use dirt for? We will go ahead and just start harvesting as many pumpkins as we can while we're working on this. That way I can actually start working on other things. Okay, so I have nowhere near enough sand for what we want. Not a big deal. We can make it work. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But for the time being, though, we do need to sort of make one last little correction here. Yeah, these fences are not going to hold up what we need to hold up here. Now, I was initially thinking I was going to make a 2-story house. Now I'm really kind of against that. It would be doable, but it's not what I want to build. And of course there's like villagers that spawn over there. Alright, come on, come on. Come on. There we go. So, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and make as many of those as possible. We're going to need more cobblestone as well, which is unfortunate. So we'll hide out down here for a bit while we gather up more cobblestone. Okay, let's head on back up and grab ourselves another pickaxe. While hoping the illagers have gone the other way. Alright. So another thing we're going to need to do is we kind of do have to line certain substances here with the roof. Because we do need to make slabs. Now, unfortunately, we aren't using a stone cutter because that's out of our budget right now. So we're going to want to do slabs on this particular section of the roof. And there's a good reason for this. It's mainly due to the fact that slabs don't allow mobs to spawn up here. And obviously, I'm going to need more than, like, the slabs I currently possess. But, this is a good start. So let's go ahead and get more cobblestone, because we're going to need seemingly endless amounts of this, and hopefully we can, like, dig into, like, a cave system. That would be nice, so I could do work down there. Because I would like to just basically be able to move up and down here. Get some things going. And have fun my own way. And I know we're not getting as much cobblestone as I would like, but it is what it is. But the deeper we go, the better off we'll be. And hold on a moment, I seem to have a message on my phone here that I may have to deal with here. Oh no, never mind. False alarm. But this pickaxe is almost broken here. Yeah, gonna need to get some stairs set up as well. Okay, this is where, I've done goofed. This section right here needs to be stairs. And for now on, we'll be building with stairs. So to start with, this needs to be a set of stairs. And this also needs to be a set of stairs. So let's just try to get this outer ledge done here. There we go. Now, we're gonna have to take a break from, doing that. Because, this brings us to our next issue, where, we don't have enough cobblestone for our inside wall here. Well, inside area at the moment. So obviously, I'm gonna need more cobblestone. Well, newsflash, that requires more digging. This is part of the grind, and it's unfortunately like a necessity at this point. Like, getting set up in Minecraft does take a while. And I envy the YouTubers who seemingly can, like, get everything done in, like, 20 minutes. Like, props to them. Okay, so we'll put these up here for the time being to prevent any spawns. But we do need more. We do need more charcoal. Which is kind of a problem. So let's go get ourselves some more stone here. I am gonna need to like dig this down more so I can have like a convenient way of getting back up and down. Stairs are your friend. I can tell you that much. But I don't want to build. I don't want to make stairs until I can get a stone cutter. That way I can save myself some resources. Because I'm already spending, like, way too much on building my house. That's on me, by the way. There's copper, but it's not the iron I'm looking for. We're at Y of 46. We'll ignore the copper for now and just keep digging. Like, it might have been a good idea to check that pirate ship for treasure. And we found ourselves some water. Yeah, okay, this is a underwater cave we will have to deal with. Oh, I see iron. Alright, this is not gonna end well. But we can try. Alright, that's one piece of iron. Alright, come on. Mine faster. There we go. Alright, so we only got 2 pieces of iron. But, not exactly like a worst case scenario. But I already sort of figured that we were going to run into an underwater cave. So, there's only a couple of things we could do here. One, we could try dealing with the water, or 2, we could just dig forward and then continue digging down. Which is probably what we're going to do. Because right now, we really just need cobblestone. But while I'm at it, let's go ahead and start putting some glass down here. There we go. Okay. We will need to, like, identify where we're gonna put our, jack-o'-lanterns, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. Wait a second. With the 2 pieces of iron, I can start getting jack-o'-lanterns. Brilliant. Truly, I am the greatest Minecraft player of all time. JK, LOL. I am not the greatest Minecraft player of all time. Do not take me seriously on that front. Alright, so we're just gonna have to dig forward for a bit until we move past the, like, underwater cave. a reminder, we don't need, like, any of this stuff. We just need, cobblestone. So, there is that. Okay. And we're gonna need to get some more, another pickaxe after this. But, with this... we can start, doing this, which obviously we're gonna need more. Because this is just the, like, bare minimum of what we need right now. There we go. Because ideally speaking, I would have hundreds of jack-o'-lanterns by now. That would be the dream. Alright, let's go ahead and put this here. Wait, no. We want to angle the stems so they're all facing in towards each other. Yeah, we'll do that. Gotta have some semblance of sanity built in here. Alright, we will just make ourselves there we go. Cook ourselves up some more glass. Unfortunately, we're also running out of glass, which is unfortunate, but highly expected. Like, I'm going out of my way to make sure I'm not wasting any glass, but, yeah, we don't have enough. We're gonna end up short. Let's go ahead and head back down here and try and continue on with digging this tunnel here, because we just need cobblestone, and we need more cobblestone than what I currently possess. Ideally speaking, they'd get rid of all this, because, basically, tunneling like this is no longer efficient, but it's good for, like, a starting base when you just need resources like I'm going for right now. Because I'm just going for cobblestone, which isn't exactly a top-tier resource in itself, if you think about it. Alright, I think if we dig out to here, we'll have finished up with the underwater cave we've been trying to dig past. Alright, so next time we come down here, we can start digging down. So we're having to... We're at a point where we're kind of just flip-flopping between doing things, and, like, I would like to get... I think next time we do another recording session here, we're gonna go we're gonna look for a cave, because we need iron. Like, we're not even that far down, and we need iron. Alright. Get the last of our glass here and see how much more we need. Oh, hey, we have just enough. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and cook this last batch of glass. Alright, so, we'll need 6 more jack-o'-lanterns for the inside. Let's go ahead and sleep. We do need a door. What's a good door color? We'll go with generic old Minecraft door. Yeah, let's go with generic Minecraft door. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue working on the inside here. And now we can go ahead and head on up and continue working on parts of this here. There we go. let's make sure to outline the edges here. Always outline the edges first to save yourself the trouble. Because with this kind of structure, it's really hard to tell where the edges are. And obviously, I'm going to need more cobblestone. That is just the way this works out. So, we must dig deeper. So, now we can move down again. So, we need about 10 more stacks of cobblestone. So we should be able to finish this up in about 30 minutes, give or take. Like, I'm limiting myself to playing 3 hours at a time. Staring at the screen for longer than that is not healthy. But I have, like, figured out a way to save myself a lot of time in games, because one of the things I've found the joy in is auto farming in Pokemon, because if you have a Nintendo Switch controller that's third party, a lot of them have a turbo function. So if you get the right Pokemon, you can do a lot of cheesy things you shouldn't be able to do. Such as automatically farming for hours on end. Like I have been doing. Because in Scarlet and Violet, there's only one way to get a Beast Ball right now outside of completing the Pokedex, and that is like the 0.01% chance of getting it in the tournament at the end of the game. And the only convenient way to get through it is to auto farm using a specific set of Pokemon. And unfortunately, if you bring more than one Pokemon, you can't auto-farm it. So, the real reason they took away the set option in, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was because they didn't want people auto-farming like I'm doing in my game. Like, you aren't supposed to be doing what I'm doing in that game. Alright, Y of 41. Alright, there we go. So, hopefully we dig into a cave system. Because, ideally speaking, I'd like to have access to a cave system, like, right underneath our, like, main base here. but knowing my luck, we aren't going to get that. Alright, so we make ourselves 3 pickaxes and way more cobblestone stairs than you will probably ever need in most cases. Make sure to grab that. And I know for a fact I have not properly set this up for proper placement. That is something I will have to work on later. We will have to head back inside, because there is a method to my madness here. As mad as it may be. Nope. Because you gotta place this at just the right angle, otherwise it won't work. Or sometimes your mouse will overclick things and place more than one at a time. Like, in theory, we need less cobblestone stairs as we go up. But, that's not how things are working out now, are they? Oh. Alright, make sure to grab any, stairs here. And we are just short of the amount of stairs we will need. While we're up here, let's go ahead and put the these torches down to save us the trouble. So we are short on like the amount of stairs we need. And part of the problem is we also need to fill in certain things up here. Actually, no, we can finish off the top here with slabs. And that way nothing else can spawn up here. Like, let's put these slabs to good use, folks. There we go. Okay. So this is our house for now. It's not perfect, but I love it. It's got one of those feelings to it where, like, it feels honest. Like, some guy was really desperate when he built this. Kind of honest. But that's just the way things are sometimes. Oh, what just shot at me? Oh. Now, I need 4 more jack-o'-lanterns. But, I think this is good enough for now. We have spent the past 2 hours building this. We still got plenty more work to do. But, for the time being, I think this is good for now. Next week, we will get to work on doing other things. Namely, trying to, sort things out around here. Because we still got a lot of work to do in, that department. Because let's be honest here, things are still kind of jankety. But I like the place. We still need 4 more jack-o'-lanterns, but that's a matter of just things growing in. Got these nice high ceilings. Oh man, this place would cost a whole heck of a lot of money in real life now that I think about it. Even without utilities and amenities. So, yeah, I'm happy with the work we've done here. There's still more work to be done, but we have time. And, of course, I'm gonna need way more jack-o'-lanterns. Way more. This is not enough. This is only the beginning.